I fished a lot of firewood off Facebook ads out of people's backyards with this thing right here. Hey everyone, thanks for checking out the channel today. Appreciate you stopping by. My name is Matt, this is Firewood in the Field. I am doing a firewood related job today, but I'm not in my field, as you can probably guess seeing behind me. So today's video, I'm just out about a mile down the road. A neighbor of mine had some trees taken down. I posted a short with some of the big oak rounds in the bed of the truck. I'm back here today to get the rest of it, and I'm using the Gorilla Back. It's been a little while since I got to show this on the channel. So if you haven't seen any of my videos with this, or you're not familiar with this product, I've got a playlist that I'll put a link on the screen, and I'll try to put it in the video description describing this this product. So it is, I'm not sponsored by them. I bought it with my own money. I've been using it for years, and I like it. So it is a electric hoist on a little crane setup that goes into the trailer hitch receiver of my truck. But you can also use this on a log splitter. So if you have what us in the woodhound community call a box store splitter, a beam style, you know, the type where you just you can invert it and sit on the ground, or you got it horizontal and you got one valve. This will clamp onto most box store splitters, and you've got a log lift right there to use. So I've got footage out using it both ways, and I've also got footage installing it on the truck and installing it on the log splitter, so I won't post any of that here. But if you are interested in that, check out my playlist and for Gorilla Back, and you can see me using this and putting it together quite a bit. Reason I brought it with me today is because I ain't getting no younger, and them rounds ain't getting no lighter. That's right at 20 inches. That's red oak. It was just cut down like 2 days ago. It was a partially dead tree. It was still had some leaves, but half dead. So very green, very heavy. That round probably weighs about 200 pounds. It's cut to 16 inches. There's a couple different online calculators. When I check those, that seems to be, you know, about what they guess it to be. 10 years ago, maybe I would have bear hugged that thing and got it up there, or would have brought ramps with me and rolled it up. But since I have this tool, why not use it? Now, something I'm using today, you'll see me use those green tongs. This comes with like a screw-in anchor that you screw into the wood, and that works well. The tongs are just much faster. The only advantage I found with the screw-in anchor was it takes less space. So it's not a super tall crane. So if you've got a really big round, I've ran into it before where I had to use the screw-in anchor to be able to lift it high enough to get it into the truck, because the tongs, you know, may make the wood hang down a little bit lower than the screw-in anchor does. I'm going to let the cable down by hand, but you can, it does have a reverse on the hoist. I just try to save my battery power and just let it come down by hand. I am on a little bit of an incline. The camera doesn't do a good job of picking that up. So you may see me, I'm going to always load from the downhill side here, because otherwise it wants to swing that way on its own. But as you see, we struggle with the crane a little bit. It's just because I'm fighting a little bit of gravity. And something to be mindful of as you start getting more weight in your truck, if you're using it this way, all that weight starts to get put onto that jack. So normally I got 4 rounds in there that might be 200 pounds a piece. So 800 pounds in the bed, it would be not squatting a lot, but squatting some. And so that jack's not letting it squat any right now. As you put a few rounds in, it's good to maybe ease that tension on that jack back a crank or two, where you don't end up with all the weight of your truck and the load on that jack. You know, I've heard different people make comments about, oh, that crane is no good, I got a better one. Well, you probably do. But I bought this, I didn't build it, I don't even have a welder. And the fact that I can use it on my truck and on a log splitter gives it a lot of value to me. Now I have log splitters now that have log lift tables, so I rarely use this on the log splitter anymore. I'm trying to get my firewood business model more to where I go get logs from tree services, but I never want to forget where I come from, right? I fished a lot of firewood off Facebook ads out of people's backyards with this thing right here. All right, the oak is all loaded up, and this is definitely a do as I say, not as I do, with my bungee cord to a tailgate cable. I am only going about 1.25 miles down a single lane chip and seal road. In fact, about half of the trip is going to be a private road, so would not recommend, I would not load it like this if I was going to go any substantial distance. smaller, I can muscle in. So all the stuff from that T-post that way, that was a load I brought home in the dark yesterday. And a lot of these big ones that are on the ground too. Oh, nope. I do have steel-toed boots on. All right, the oak has been dropped off. If I didn't have that gorilla back log lift, I would not have went and got this wood. If I could have got my tractor in there without tearing up the guy's front yard, that would have been an option. But for my age and what I can lift and do, I'm not picking up those 21, 22, 24 inch diameter oak rounds. I'm just not. If I was really hurting for wood, I could have brought, ramps. And of course, a trailer is lower to the ground. But how this person's driveway and the road is positioned, it's not a lot of room to get a trailer in and out of there. So the gorilla back and the pickup were the best option, because I could drive right to the pile, pick them up with the gorilla back, put them in the truck, and bring it home. I'm gonna head back over and get the maple, but I think I'm gonna stop the video here for today, as it's just gonna be a repeat of what I already did, was using the gorilla back. So hopefully this was an enjoyable video for you all. Hope some of you might see that gorilla back and find some value in it and want to go buy one. I'll put a link to it I'll put a link to that product on Amazon in the video description, but I am not affiliated with them, not sponsored. I bought that thing myself, like, I don't know, 15 years ago, and I enjoy it. Matt at Firewood in the Field. See you next time.